All right, today we are diving headfirst into one of the greatest, most enduring mysteries of the sea. You've probably heard of it, the ghost ship, the Mary Celeste. This is a story that has absolutely stumped people for, 150 years now? So yeah, let's get right into it.
And really, this is the whole thing, right? The question that's at the heart of this entire mystery. We're not talking about a shipwreck, or some big naval battle. No, this is about an entire crew just vanishing from a ship that was, by all accounts, totally fine. How does that even happen?
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Picture this. You're in the middle of the vast, empty Atlantic Ocean, and you come across a ship, just adrift, sailing along, but with nobody steering it. That's where our story kicks off.
So, to get our bearings, let's just run through the timeline super quick. The Mary Celeste set sail from New York on November 7th. Everything seems normal. The last entry they make in the ship's log, November 25th. Then, silence. 10 days later, on December 5th, another ship, the Dei Gratia, stumbles upon her. That's a 10-day gap, you guys. 10 days where something went horribly wrong.
Now, the really weird part about this first sighting is the ship looked okay. I mean, her sails were a bit torn up and she was way off course, sure, but she was still sailing. It was strange, but maybe not, call the authorities strange. It wasn't until the crew of the Dei Gratia tried to hail her and got nothing but silence back that this sort of creepy feeling started to set.
Right. So the crew of the Dei Gratia, they decide they have to go aboard this silent ship. And what they find? Well, it's the reason we're still talking about this 150 years later.
The first thing they check for, obviously, is damage. Is the ship sinking? Nope, it's perfectly seaworthy. There's a little bit of water in the bottom, but that's totally normal for a ship like this. Then they check the cargo. Over 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol, worth a lot of money. And it's all there, totally secure. So right off the bat, you can probably rule out piracy.
But then, this is where things get really weird. One of the lifeboats? Gone. And this is a huge clue. The ship's chronometer and sextant, basically their GPS for the 1870s, they were gone too. That points to a deliberate evacuation, right? It feels like they planned to leave. But why? Because they left everything else behind. All their personal stuff, their money, even their valuables. And get this, there was a 6-month supply of food and water just sitting there. It makes no sense.
So here you can really see the contradiction at the heart of it all. On one hand, you have a ship that's in great shape. The valuable cargo is safe, and the crew's belongings are all there. Totally normal. But on the other hand, the crew is just gone. A lifeboat is missing, and they took the tools they'd need to navigate. It's like they left in a panic, but also had the presence of mind to grab the most important navigational equipment. How do you square that circle?
And as we dig deeper, we have to remember this isn't just some fun little mystery puzzle. This is a real human tragedy.
We're talking about 10 people. 10 souls who just disappeared. Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife, Sarah, and their 2-year-old little girl, Sophia, a toddler, plus a crew of 7 guys. All of them gone. Vanished off the face of the earth. When you put names and faces to it, especially a child, it just hits differently, And the stories from the guys who boarded the ship, man, they are just chilling. They talked about seeing a child's toys scattered about, breakfast left half-eaten. It was like a snapshot of everyday life that was just frozen in time, but the people had been completely erased from the picture. It's so eerie. It's like they just stepped out for a minute and were planning on coming right back.
So, okay, with a mystery this deep, you're gonna get a ton of theories, right? People have been guessing what happened for over a century. So let's go through some of the big ones, the most plausible ideas, and maybe a few of the wilder ones too.
You can pretty much lump all the theories into 4 main categories. First, you've got foul play. Think pirates or a mutiny. Second, a natural disaster, like a giant rogue wave or something. Third, and this is a popular one, the fear that the cargo, that industrial alcohol, was about to blow up. And fourth, just good old human error. All right, let's pick these apart. Piracy or mutiny? Maybe. But remember, there were no signs of a fight at all. And why would pirates or mutineers leave behind all the money and the valuable cargo? Doesn't add up.
Okay, what about a freak wave or a waterspout? I mean, that would definitely make you want to get off the ship in a hurry. But the ship wasn't wrecked. It was in pretty good condition, which is not what you'd expect if it got hit by some monster wave. Now, the one that a lot of people lean towards is the fear of an explosion. The theory goes like this. A few of the alcohol barrels started leaking, filling the hold with flammable fumes. The captain panics, thinking the whole ship's about to go up in a fireball. He orders everyone into the lifeboat, maybe trailing behind the ship on a rope to wait for the danger to pass. But then, the rope snaps, and they're left adrift in the middle of the ocean. It sounds plausible, right? But the big problem is, when they inspected the ship, the cargo hold was properly sealed and there was zero evidence of any fire or explosion. So, another dead end.
And that's really the heart of the problem here, isn't it? For every theory that seems to make sense, there's a piece of evidence that just completely contradicts it. It's like every time you think you found a key, you find out it opens a door to another room full of locked doors. And after all this time, the official story is exactly what it was back in 1873. We have no idea what happened. It's still a total mystery.
So why do we care so much? Why are we still obsessed with this story 150 years later? I think it's because it's more than just a cold case. The Mary Celeste, it's like the original ghost ship story. It's the blueprint for all the others, and it taps into something really deep and primal inside all of us. You know, there's this idea in psychology called the uncanny. It's that super creepy feeling you get when something looks familiar and normal, but there's just one thing off about it. And that one thing makes it incredibly disturbing. Think of a doll that looks just a little too human, or a perfectly clean, furnished house that's completely empty. That feeling? That's the uncanny. And the Mary Celeste is basically the definition of it.
I mean, just think about it. A ship out at sea is its own little world, right? It's a place built for people. So when you find one that's just empty, it feels fundamentally wrong. It's a violation of how things are supposed to be. And there's no bad guy to point to, no sea monster to blame. There's just nothing. A void where people should be. And that absence is, frankly, terrifying.
And really, that's what this whole thing is about. It's like we've been handed a book. We get to read the first chapter, a family and their crew heading out on an adventure, and we get to read the last page, the empty ship found adrift. But the entire middle of the book, the most important part, with all the action and all the people, has been ripped out. And as humans, we just can't stand not knowing how the story goes.
Which brings us to a final, really chilling thought. Maybe the real horror of the Mary Celeste isn't some gruesome theory about what might have happened to them. Maybe the real terror is something much simpler. It's the cold, unshakable certainty that we're never, ever going to know the truth. And that might be the scariest part of all.